In late January, the parking lot outside of the Utah Division of Wildlife Resources in Ogden was filled with coyote parts. Throughout the season, registered hunters turned in the pelt, ears, or jaw from coyotes to collect a $50 bounty.
I don't go out specifically for coyote, but a lot of times I'm out and I'll see them when I'm hunting other game birds. But I've got the required parts to claim my bounty.
It's all part of an expansive state program that is paying hunters to eliminate as many as 10,000 coyotes. And everyone from veteran trappers to 18-year-old Spencer Glauser is getting a piece of the action.
We were out duck hunting and goose hunting, and he came out of the frag, and we lip squeaked him in and shot him.
What's lip squeaking?
It's just making a rodent-like noise with your mouth, and they seem to like it.
If you want, he'll get
I think it's great. It's pulled a lot of coyotes off the mountain.
you your money and everything.
The state believes removing this wily predator will potentially increase the number of mule deer, an icon of the American West and a favorite of hunters.
I love to hunt, including big game. A big mule deer is one of my greatest dreams.
The next item on the agenda is Senate Bill 245, Mule Deer Protection.
And so, last March, after ranchers complained about coyote attacks on their animals, the Utah State Legislature passed the Mule Deer Protection Act.
So these predators are taking a tremendous toll not only on wildlife, but also on livestock.
In the public's eyes, the law aims to stop coyotes from killing mule deer fawns so that later hunters can kill the adult mule deer for sport. The irony is not lost on the state's wildlife administrators.
You're now in wildlife management, and in wildlife management isn't purely a biological issue. Public wants more deer? Okay, that's what we'll try to get them more deer.
But the $500,000 program has outraged environmentalists and animal rights groups. They say that the law mainly protects livestock since there's little scientific proof that these kinds of predator control programs work.
And the larger question is whether or not this program can be expected to boost deer herds. And as I've said, I'm skeptical of that.
At the check-ins, John Shivik and his team are collecting location data and genetic information from the coyotes to find out more about their habits and habitats. It's one of the tools they hope to use to understand how to manage this population.
They're really interesting species. They're really cool. They're amazing what they can do, but they're also a problem. I want to have these predators on the landscape, but we have to either just suck it up and take the damage they cause, or we have to figure out how to manage it. It's not a clean-cut business, and sometimes what people want isn't easy to do biologically.
Wildlife researcher Julie Young is in the early stages of a study to find out whether killing coyotes has any effect on mule deer populations in Utah.
So our project actually is independent of the bounty program. But we did have coyotes kill mule deer in our study site and kill fawns and adults. So whether or not that's impacting the population of mule deer, we don't know yet.
Dr. Young has been studying the predator for years.
So this one's a little bit...
She runs the only government-funded captive coyote site in the country, and she's hoping to understand how these creatures continue to outsmart efforts to control them.
That's what's so fascinating about coyotes. I mean, they've been persecuted, but yet they've still been able to thrive because they, potentially have the ability to reproduce more or reproduce less depending on resources available, because they can change to being active at night when hunters aren't active, because they can change and live in different habitats, but that ultimately the coyote is still there. The goal, at least for me and my research, is to reduce conflict in a way that allows wildlife and people to coexist.
Back in Ogden, one of dozens of collection points around the state, hunters continue to pour into the coyote check-in as the sun sets.
They're smart animals. People think that they're, just a dumb dog that's out in the wild. They're not. They're actually very intelligent, very cautious.
No.
So it's part of the food chain, I understand, but something's got to be done to control them, so that way the deer don't become extinct, or you get such a low number that they can't thrive and exist.
In the first few months of the program, hunters have killed more than 5,000 coyotes. And though no one knows exactly how many coyotes there are in Utah, some still feel there are a few too many. For the New York Times, I'm Milena Rysick.